for just tuning in. This is Matters on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. A reminder of what we're talking about in case you're just tuning in. About 3 days ago, we got the news that the federal government has borrowed 17.136 trillion naira from domestic and foreign sources in the first 10 half of the month. These represents 6.06 trillion naira, that 55.6% in excess of the 10.19 trillion naira stipulated in the 2025 Appropriation Act on 10 months pro-rate basis. The total borrowing in the 2025 approved budget is 13.08 trillion naira for the entire fiscal year. Now, the breakdown of the 2025 budget borrowing so far shows 15.8 trillion naira from domestic sources as at October 2025 and 1.56 trillion naira from the external sources as at first half of 2025. Meanwhile, the federal government last week initiated the move to borrow $2.35 billion, that's 3.384 trillion naira via the Eurobond issuance. This will increase the total borrowing to 20.74 trillion naira. Now, also going by the periodic domestic borrowing template operated this year, the estimated total borrowing for the year is put at nearly 23 trillion naira, bringing total excess borrowing for the year to about 10 trillion naira, or 80% in excess of the amount in the Appropriation Act 2025. As I said earlier on, these huge borrowed figures is giving me headache, but thankfully we have our financial analyst that will help make sense of these. Joining me to help talk about this is Mukhtar Mohammed. He is a financial analyst, that's CEO Finance with Mukhtar. Mr. Mohammed, thank you very much for joining us on Matters.
Thank you for having me, Solomon. My pleasure.
Okay, so I'm looking at the story here. Federal government exceeds 2025 borrowing target by 55.6%, which is represent that's 6.06 trillion naira in excess of the 10.9 trillion naira. Now, I guess exceeding borrowing by 55.6% is bad, but help us put this into perspective. Just how bad is it? Or maybe it's not that bad and we're just troubling our heads with another issue to worry about as far as Nigeria is concerned. Please help us with this.
Well, first and foremost, we have to know why the government is borrowing.
Okay.
And if you listen to their report, they say they are borrowing because of the budget shortfall.
Okay.
And the budget shortfall, what has caused the budget shortfall? Also, we have to look at that. That is due to a low oil price. One, the oil blend now was $75 per barrel, but we are doing $63 to $65 per barrel. The oil output was 3.03 million barrels per day. We are doing in OPEC quota. We are not even meeting it. We are present on 1.3 million barrels. So all these are responsible for the low oil. That make oils our main source of revenue, and so that added to it mean that our earnings, what we gain from oil, is very low compared to what would have been if it was at the same price. The budget allocation and output also was at the same level, but it is what it is now. And again, the only thing the North Nigeria will be concerned about is if you said, okay, we are not making money in the terms of oil, what about the non-oil sector?
Which is what I was about to ask.
What about the non-oil sector? We've been able to make inway. This administration has prided themselves to be one administration that has been able to key into the non-oil sector.
Yeah.
Yes, but when you look at revenue in terms of the non-oil sector, you shouldn't forget that in terms of dollar revenue effect that will come into the economy, the non-oil sector will not give you so much compared to the oil sector. That is one. Now when we talk about the non-oil sector, we're talking about non-oil sector. But again, you could also look at why our reserve have remained stable despite the low production output and the lower price. It's also because of the non-oil sector that have been able to attract effects into the economy through international and institutional investors and Nigeria in the diaspora. So when you look at that, yes, you can see the non-assets have contributed much in the area of portfolio inflow, or what we call equity inflow into the Nigeria market, or what we call foreign portfolio inflow into the Nigeria market. They have used that to be able to guide against the kind of fluctuation that we would have seen if oil price is down as it is now, and then low oil output and low price. So you can't say, in essence, yes, they've had a, but again, because of the ambitious nature of 2025 budget, they just have to go above.
So, but the question now is, as an ordinary layman, I know in my household or in my business, I know it's not exactly the same thing, but they operate on the same principle. Maybe I budgeted to spend 1 million naira to operate my business, but the input coming in is not as huge as expected, and out of I decided to borrow a few more money to help finance a little money that has come in. But by the time the money becomes too much, to the extent of 55%, the ordinary layman like me will be saying that money is too much. It doesn't really matter what you're using the money for. Hello, sir.
Yes, I'm here. I'm listening.
Yeah, so it doesn't really matter what you're using the money for. In the head, in the ordinary layman Nigeria, 55% is a big way to go in terms of borrowing.
Yes.
And when you consider that a lot of these projects, a lot of these ambitious projects are white, they call it white collar projects, long-term project, which might not still be visible in the next 10 years or the next 20 years, and each dispensation, when you follow politics and the power of incumbency, it's at least 8 years, which means after 80 years a lot of this project may still not start yielding the financial results that Nigerians are expecting. I know successive governments, we all have these abandoned projects all over the place, and with this antecedent is a lot for Nigerians to worry that this another borrowing that may at the end of the day not yield fruits.
Well, and Solomon, I don't want to agree with you in totality. And when you talk about abandoned projects all over the place, I think abandoned projects are reduced. We have seen that projects that have economic value to Nigerians are being done. Remember, President Goodluck Jonathan started the Lagos Ibadan road. It was completed by President Muhammadu Buhari. President Goodluck Jonathan.
Sorry, Lagos Ibadan road is a repair. I mean, it's a road that.
I'm coming. Yes, I know. But it was started by one administration and was finished by the other, whether repair or newly constructed road. You can also look at the Apapa road. Also, that was a PPP by Dangote. Also was started by Dangote, and also during the tenure of I think it was the tenure of Goodluck, and was finished during the tenure of Buhari. Also, you can look at the rail project. Also, there are still continuation in this rail project. So what I'm saying, I'm not holding fault for the government, but I'm saying that yes, we have abandoned project, but it's not like it used to be. Because these days we have looked at some of these capital projects that they are about to do. It will be senseless for any government to come in and say, I will not do the coastal roads any longer because of the levels of work that have gone on. I will not do the railroad again because of the levels of work that have gone here. Yes, I agree with you. Paying out of, let me say, 100% of your income, you're using 55% to pay debt. But we must also understand that these debts are long-term debts. They are not debts that are really going to continue to accrue so much of interest. The interest on these debts are low, but I agree with you that the the way that we've been borrowing, because I can still saying it, whether the debt are low, whether the way we are borrowing, government does not have the kind of resources for the kind of project that our government are embarking upon. And it's a global challenge for every government. So that's why government are doing what we call the PPP, public-private partnership. So my challenge is, why have Nigerian government not been able to implement the PPP like what we saw from the Apapa to Ojota road that was handled by Dangote through the PPP? Those are what the government should be looking for rather than going to borrow. Now, let me tell you why international donors are always excited to give us money. It's because of our assets. Remember, if you remember the issue we had with the international donor was trying to configure the presidential jet that we are owing them, and also the PID that also took us as far as the Supreme Court in the United Kingdom, that government got in favor of us. So we still look at the asset that we have, and they look at our economy, and that's why they keep borrowing us for the long term. But we as a nation should also begin to think inwardly and begin to look at and doing the PPP rather than borrowing, so that government can have money to invest in other sectors like education and like health.
At the end of the day, we're still talking about antecedent here. You know, it's judging from what you said earlier on, it looks like the end justify the means, in the sense that because of the kind of projects they're using this money for, you may excuse them for borrowing this huge amount of money.
No, that's not what I mean. I can't excuse them for borrowing. I mean that, yes, they are borrowing, they are making us to understand that this is why they are borrowing for. Okay. But in return, I'm saying that they don't have the resources to complete this kind of project. They should have looked at the PPP, public-private partnership.
Okay. But why do you think it's difficult for them to continue with that, though? Because seeing the results that this PPP is supposed to bring in.
Why they cannot continue with it, Solomon, is because of the corrupt tendency. Let's call it spade. Corruption, you can't do corruption with the private sector. And again, if you look at most of the PPPs that we have been done, have they really been done professionally, based on business with all openness and transparency? Because you are looking at a PPP, you have to give tax holiday. PPP does not come free. That means through this period of this construction, you have to give them tax holiday. That means the company will not be able to pay taxes. So all these are challenges that they as a government have not been able to deal with. Another thing is, you ask yourself, is the private sector really ready to partner with the government because of the antecedent of corruption and other vices that are in government? I think all those things are the contributing factor to why even government itself does not think that it will be able to convince the private sector to pick up a lot of projects. And again, government policy, government somersault in terms of policy. You just heard about it today. Some days ago, we were talking about 4% FOB. It was suspended. Later, we came to petroleum tax. It was suspended. Later, we came to the capital gain tax, where they're still having conversation over that. And today we now came to the import 15% import duty on refined petroleum product. It has been suspended too. International investors and market players will begin to look at the inconsistency of government, and they are not ready to even want to take that risk to invest in such projects.
Now, some financial analysts warn that these supposed persistent overshoots amid weaker revenue performance heightens the risk of self-reinforcing debt trap, erodes foreign investor confidence, and threatens private sector access to credit, with a knock-off effect on business expansion, job creation, and general cost of living. I suppose that's what you were talking about in terms of not trusting the government in terms of PPP.
Yeah. And when you look at that again, you realize that the challenge again, the cost of funding has gone up for the private sector. And when you ask yourself, why is the cost of funding going up for the private sector, you realize that most of the funding are now being engineered by the federal government and the state government. So, and most banks, if you look at their balance sheets for this year, you realize that the money they give to the real sector, the other economy, is low compared to the money that they invest in securities, especially government bonds. So that tells you they see government bonds are more safer and most better than in putting that money in the real economy. And so, what it means is that fund to the real growth, for the real growth of the economy, that can turn around to be for what you just mentioned, job creation and others, are being stuffed by the bank, whether they are using to invest in security because they are not yet ready to do long-term borrowing. And this is due to the fact that the federal government has made their own borrowing more attractive for the banks than for the private sector.
Now, the federal government in the Appropriation Act 2025 projected 54.99 trillion naira expenditure and a 41.91 million naira revenue. This resulted in a deficit of 13.08 trillion naira, which is to be financed through domestic and external borrowing, which obviously is what we're talking about. But based on this, the borrowing target for the first 10 months was 10.9 trillion naira, equivalent of 1.09 trillion naira monthly. Now, however, data from the Debt Management Office DMO and the Central Bank of Nigeria CBN showed that the federal government borrowed 13.8 trillion naira from domestic investor from January to October through monthly federal government of Nigeria FGN bond auction, FGN savings bonds, Sukuk bond, and treasury bills. How do you explain this?
Well, I call it government magic. because again, you don't forget that this government made us to understand also that they have stopped, they will not borrow domestically again. And just today we are now hearing that they are going to borrow so amount. So I mean, it shows that there's a disconnect between what the government is talking and the reality on ground. Because we have seen revenue projection hitting and above by almost 120%. That should also happen to project to expenditure, also being able to meet your expenditure because you are making more revenue. But unfortunately, that is not what is happening. So two things are happening. Rather is the mismanagement of those funds for those projects, or government itself is not sincere in telling us the real state that they are in financially.
Now, some other financial analysts have described the escalating borrowing as a clear reflection of fiscal indiscipline and poor expenditure control. Do you agree with that, analyst?
Totally. You just need to look at the physical side. Look at government government. Let me not say government worker. The ministers. You see this bunch of entourage of cars that follow them. You see the bogus political appointee that the president have done. So all these are definitely geared towards them not having enough funds. They have to go and borrow. And the anointing that most of these funds, like you pointed out, go to capital, go to recurrent expenditure rather than capital expenditure. So sometimes we look at the borrowing, we are excited about it, it's going to build road, but then you now look at the administrative charges of what they pay people on the project. Sometimes it's even higher than what you have on the project.
Now, another issue here is there's a blame and on aggressive and unrealistic revenue assumption, particularly oil related. Obviously, that's what we're talking about. Too much dependence on oil, and when the oil output as expected doesn't come in, just like you said earlier, and then there is now for the federal government a good reason to borrow. In other words, unrealistic revenue assumption, particularly oil related.
Yes, I totally agree. Like I told you about the ambitious 2025 budget, oil production at 1.2.06 million barrel per day. Bank FX gain at 1,500, but we are happy that we have seen 1,450. But we can ask ourselves when did this start? It is just almost like a second year into the administration. So definitely, but I think majorly is that output that we are not able to bring and low monetary value in terms of our crude oil sale.
So, why do you think the non-oil revenue performance has remained disappointing, despite the federal government's increasingly promising to, as much as possible, reduce the dependence on oil and try to see how they can invest in this or this other sector? Even in the oil, it's supposed to be oil and gas sector, which means there's still a huge potential in terms of gas that's up to now have not really been tapped as much. Why the discipline, why the disappointment rather in terms of the gas and the non-oil side of the country?
I think that is largely due to government inability to look at those sectors. You see, what we have seen about government over the years, the time that you see them talking about diversification is when oil prices extremely down. Once oil price return to where it is, everybody forget about that. We just continue where we are. I think the main challenge that we have had is through the value chain, like you have said. The value chain, when you look at the agricultural sector, how much has government invested in the value chain? How much facility have you given to those companies to invest in the value chain, like warehouse, where they can warehouse this product, and then at the end of the day export them to other part of the world. Don't forget, there was a time that we were exporting 2 bags of yam. We wanted to take them to the United States of America. Right before it got there, it got spoiled. I'm even talking about the one that got spoiled, the 2 bags of yam, because of lack of storage facility. So that end needs to be invested in by both government and the private sector. And again, the Import Export Council of Nigeria need to also improve their technology drive towards helping a lot of these farmers export their good outside. I think, for me, that is why we're having those challenges.
In order for us to reduce our dependence on imports, Nigeria has been known as a country of import instead of a country of production. We import basically everything, which doesn't exactly bode well for even the local industries in Nigeria.
Definitely. Yeah, that will definitely happen.
So now, there have been criticism of the lots of travel of federal government, especially the president, and then the president several times have given excuse that several of these international traveling is to build more investment profile of Nigeria outside of the country, try to sell Nigeria outside of the country, and then every now and again the presidency will bring up this figure that this news that the presidency or the federal government representative met with this CEO in Brazil, met with that CEO in China, met with this business and with this business and with this business outside of the country. But the huge question now Nigerians are asking that is that all these different business meetings you've been it's still not been reflected in the economic situation of the country. Nigerians, should they be worried about this, or we're just disturbing ourselves too much?
We shouldn't be worried again. If you are a nation that I want to do business with, there are a lot of modality involved in terms of doing business. I think that is what most of these nations are looking at. You are looking at microeconomy, you are looking at tariff, you are looking at a lot of things that both government are looking at. The good thing is that he has gone in there, the response has been positive. It's now led to turn that positive response into reality on the ground. So sometimes it takes time, but it will happen, or sometimes it could just happen just immediately. I think for now, Nigerians need to be patient.
But at the end of the day, all this financial analysis we're doing and all these trillion nairas and billions of dollars that we're seeing in this figure, at the end of the day, if it doesn't translate to the everyday Nigerians, it's just meaningless.
Exactly. And but Solomon, one thing I want to point out here is that it's always difficult for things like this to get to the everyday Nigerian immediately. It also have to trickle down, and that is why now if you look at it, investors are the ones smiling. Then from investors, you see businesses are recovering. After that, there will be job creation. When there's job creation, then that's when the downtrodden are being affected, and they will begin to have job and other things. But it takes time.
In other words, the rich people will first start feeling the impact before it trickle down.
Well, basically that's what happened in any environment, whether globally or because they are the one that have the deep pocket to invest in reforms area that reforms are being implemented on.
And but then again, but how would Nigeria worry where we still have issues with the enabling business for businesses to thrive? For example, the situation of light, has not improved, or do you think it has?
Well, I don't think it has improved. But again,
which is a huge factor in terms of
yes. What we are saying is that impact the cost of production.
Definitely,
that's another thing that does not help us to compete globally because our goods are more expensive than other goods. So people will definitely get there and buy their own goods rather than our own.
And bad roads with a huge white collar roads that we don't know when they will be completed, like the famous coastal road that we keep hearing every day.
But Solomon, if you stay in Lekki, I think you will begin to appreciate the coastal road from on the 15th of November.
Okay.
Whereby the Lekki main road will be short for repair. I mean, they will be also the coastal road will be open, and I'm sure you will enjoy the coastal road if you stay there. So there's always advantage and disadvantage. For the first time in Lekki, you can say we have other roads that we can make our way to our various destination rather than just one road in, one road out.
Okay, I know you're not oil and gas experts, but you can help explain the financial implication of these. Now, the federal government just halted implementation of planned 15% import duty on diesel and petrol. Help us put the financial aspect of this news into perspective.
What it means is that one, if you have imported this and they have paid 15% levy before the government reduce it, what it means is that your cost of your PMS and gas will be higher than those who will not bring it in and will not pay. So and that is why those bringing it in will also like to take advantage and also hike their price. So that's why I say government is not consistent in its policy. You're supposed to think out a policy, get the players, interview the players, and then make a decision that is agreeable and ready to be workable by the players of both industry. Especially whether you go in there and you are trying to talk to the CEO to just point to a car that you can buy to give to them, I think is very, very wrong. This shows lack of institution.
Now, there's so many things happening all at the same time when it comes to this administration. Now, we've spoken earlier about this, but the reason why I'm bringing it back, obviously the medium of communication we had then is quite different, now, and but it's still a worry for Nigerians in the sense that there are so many things happening at the same time. For all the oil and gas experts and financial analysts I've spoken with, including you, there is a consensus in the fact that the Tinubu administration removing the oil subsidy was a good thing for Nigeria, and at the same time, floating the naira was not a bad thing for Nigeria. But what it is now, the worry now is, it seems like there was no plan in terms of implementing all these different projects, all these different implementation. It's like everything is just jumbling, and then the shock of this is what Nigerians are expecting. Am I right in that assumption?
Well, Solomon, yes, for the ordinary Nigerian you are right, but for the people in government you are not right, because the removal of subsidy has brought more.
I don't have any business with the people in government.
So you are giving me Yeah, that's what I'm trying to analyze.
Okay.
So the people in government, it has brought more funds to them. To the 3 tiers of government, we have seen that more funds have come to the 3 tiers of government. But the only thing that we are seeing is that those funds are not finding their way into the real sector of the Nigeria economy. And what do I mean? By now, we should have been seeing more roads, we should have been seeing improvement in infrastructure because government is earning more. But we are not seeing that. Because of why? Because the prudency has not been commensurate with what we are earning now. And in terms when you look at the prudency, sometimes people tend to look only at the center. But when you look at the local government, when you look at the state government, what improvement have we seen from them? So ordinarily the removal of subsidy, the floating of the naira have caused a kind of confidence for the international committee to come to our own international investors to want to invest in our nation. But again, money that have been realized from those removal have not been judiciously spent, especially by the state and local government. I'm not saying the federal government has spent their own judiciously, but you could also see projects that are backing upon with their own. But when you look at the state government and the local government,
because at the end of the day, grassroots project is the key.
Is the key. And now the president has made it easy for local government to have direct access to their accounts. So the problem is these two policies are good. They are having positive impact on revenue for government. But that revenue is not trickling down. Because again, a lot of government are doing white elephant project or white collar project, like you said, whereby they are doing capital investment rather than doing the PPP so that you can find money to invest in social investment that will have an effect on your citizens. What are these social investments? We are talking about education, we are talking about health. But we are not seeing that. But if you look at the federal government, if you look at the new pension reform, whereby pensioners are now being put in the national insurance health scheme, those are innovative that are carried out by the federal government. But what is the state government doing with their own funds? What are the local government? And these are the people that ordinary Nigeria have dealings with. Now, let me give you, whatever we are enjoying this moment is largely driven by monetary policy tools. Monetary policy tool alone cannot create job, cannot bring stability to your economy. There must be a fiscal policy. Fiscal policy is largely driven by government. We are talking about roads, we are talking about security, we are talking about healthcare, we are talking about transportation, we are talking about policies. These are fiscal policy, not monetary policies.
In other words, if to bring it into economic terms, in the macro economy, there's a lot going on, and there's a good level of dividends being coming in, but at the macro level there's still a lot left to be desired.
Exactly. Because again, we are not investing from those dividends. It's like they will tell you investment, you will reinvest your dividend to get more.
What about subsidy though? Because every government all over the world have some sort of subsidy, whether oil or agriculture or health or pharmaceutical. Every country, good country with good government all over the world subsidize something for their people. In Nigeria, the oil was our major subsidy, but that has been taken away, and then the people are asking, okay, what is the government subsidizing then? We're not exactly seeing anything. Is that right for us to assume that?
Solomon, for you could write to me for assume, because you are also not like the poor of Nigeria, because the government is telling us that this conditional cash transfer to the poorest of the poor. So that's the other means of intervention. You may say, oh, is it really getting to the poorer of the poor? Yeah. That is a topic for another day.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying in essence that you can't say the government is telling that we are paying subsidy in one way or the other, and we are giving it to the poor of the poor.
but then the investigations we've done. I mean, even 2 days ago, the World Bank brought a report that a lot of this social intervention is only getting to 44% of the people. And then, I mean, several of the analysts I've spoken to were like, well, if the 44% was even realistic, then we should have been seeing it. So they're arguing that they don't even know where the World Bank is getting the statistics from. The one analyst have attributed it to the fact that, well, a lot of these international organizations, their statistics are being conducted by outsiders, not by local Nigerians for Nigerians. So do they get to the rural areas, to these hinterlands, to interview and talk to these ordinary and poorest of Nigerians to know if they're getting this social intervention?
Yeah, I agree with you to some extent.
Okay.
But if the World Bank have said 100% of those money do not get to the poorest of the poor, a lot of people would have celebrated it that it is true. The fact that the World Bank is now saying only 60%.
Oh, 44%.
Only 44% gets to see some of this money. So we are now saying, we are not even sure those data are correct. For me, I agree that most people don't see this intervention because they are not. It depends on the political party because we try to politicize it. So that is the major challenge. This money is being released, but there are people that are collecting the money, are owning the money. And giving it to their own political constituency or their own political associates.
Well, at the end of the day, I mean, what's the point of releasing money if you're not doing a proper supervision to make sure the money actually gets to
that is what we talk about. We lack institution in Nigeria. Lack of institutions. So what we build in Nigerians are strong men. We don't build strong institutions. Until we begin to build some institutions that can be able to question, to ask questions why things are not done rightly, we'll continue to have the challenge that we are having. We need to start building institutions like what is done globally. Institutions are the key drivers of any economy. You are just saying it now. Let's give another example. We are seeing it that we don't even have the middle class any longer. Yeah. So what kind of institution do you want to build without the middle class? Because the middle class are the ones that really drive consumption. And this consumption in turn help companies to grow. So when you don't have the middle class, definitely you cannot drive consumption. So all these are here because we don't have strong institutions. When it comes to data, in terms of data, when you are even complaining about the World Bank data, how much do you even believe in the data that comes from the Nigeria National Bureau of Statistics when they will tell you that job creation is low by almost that we are creating more jobs, and you are asking yourself, where did you get your data from? You are saying there are more jobs in the system, and you are looking at, you say Nigerians are more jobless than what they were even 2 years ago. And so it's all about data and where we are getting our data from, or whether we are really sincere, because we lack institution. For me, that is the key. We lack very strong institution.
Okay, Mr. Mohammed, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your insight. Thank you for your expertise.
My pleasure, always, Solomon. Thank you for having me.
Okay. That was Mukhtar Mohammed, a financial analyst. He's the CEO Finance with Mukhtar. Okay, the phone lines are open now. Time for your contribution. The number to call 0700-903-903-903. Again, 0700-903-903-903 and 0803-692-9933. Again, 0803-692-9933. You can also call or text us via WhatsApp, and our WhatsApp line is 081-717-56338. Again, 081-717-56338. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Solomon.
Yes, sir.
Solomon.
Yes, sir. Welcome to VOP.
Good afternoon.
Calling from?
From Depo.
Okay.
Now I want to talk about the economy. If you know, say you should go back to where you are coming from. You don't know where you are going. They say the university now the governor and the local government are getting more money. Do you know that the more money they are getting, what they need to use the money for is now more expensive than before. If people there before is 5 naira, now they are spending nothing more than 20 naira. I think they were giving 50 naira before and they were giving 100 naira now. Now they are using almost 60 to 70%. Like the time of the money they are supposed to use for the project before. Now, this more money is not necessary, it's not even empty. They don't have more money, it's no value. The value is not even as big as the money they are collecting before. In terms of the banks for the infrastructure job. So you should just go back to where you are coming from. This one of subsidy floating naira, this is not helping us. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You too. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, Mr. Solomon.
Good afternoon. Welcome to VOP. Tell us the name where you're calling from, please.
I'm calling from Oshogo.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Thank you. I think I want to speak on about the local government because the kind of way money comes into their hands now and they are not utilizing it is so demeaning. And another thing, the problems we have in this country is that there is like a project of ego. And I'm so disappointed. I walked in the street of Lagos last week when I went to the National Stadium to watch a boxing fight. And I can see, even in Kenya yesterday, I could remember at Akinjobi before you get to the General Hospital, you will see the existence of the street light pole that this former governor, Ambodi, construct. The pole is still standing firm. And then the administration of Samuel, no, you will be surprised. They want to put a street light in that of Akinjobi, and then between Accra and Akinjobi, and then you realize that they are not constructing a new pole again. And you will be surprised what kind of wastage, what kind of government is this? The former pole, you just have to evaluate the one that are still standing properly, and then you fix your own new solar technology on it. There is no need for you to start constructing a new pole again. And this happened across the length and breadth of Lagos. I've seen it in Akoto Expressway, where you see a pole existing, and you see government constructing a new pole on that axis again. It's just funny. And lastly, I'm surprised that there are local government chairman in Mushi, I don't know, that Mushi area from that Mushi junction till you get back to this police station, Alakara police station down to Fema this thing. You'll be surprised how dirty that medium at Mushi is. You know, I still have to show you, and that place is not my address. But then I was fortunate to watch a boxing fight at the National Stadium in Surulere. And on my way back, I cannot believe this is how Mushi is. So dirty, as in the medium. So extremely dirty, you'll be surprised. Is there a local government channel within this axis? Number two, you understand that road from Moshamashi down to Ojuwoyi, that road should belong to the federal government. But someone should at least fix that road now.
Okay.
It's so embarrassing that you see a road. It's so embarrassing. Embarrassing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let me read some messages. Good afternoon, VOP. It's too early for Obi to choose. Okay, that is not for us. Good day, Solomon. With this security abuse, can we have enough agricultural product to export again? Don't forget that the ones available now is not even enough for our consumption. Coastal Road, that 30-kilometer inaugurated out of 70-kilometer, bank charges and phone charges killing Nigerians. I beg the APC has failed. Local government direct access to their account. Has it started Gideon. Thank you very much, Gideon. Good afternoon, Y Solomon. They use the borrowed money to defend Naira. They use it to subsidize petrol till Nigeria borrowed more than it can pay. Tinubu borrowing is tied to a project, $2 billion for national digital telecommunications infrastructure, health infrastructure's revolution, rural electrification and public institutions, solar power, Siemens transmission and the distribution of electricity, over 80 federal roads rehabilitation, and simultaneously with 3 virgin roads spanning over 3,000 kilometers, airport upgrades, seaport upgrades, among many others. If Tinubu has been borrowing for fuel subsidy and defending the Naira like others, Nigeria debt could have surpassed $200 billion. Emma. Thank you very much, Emma. Hello. Oh, you have to call us back. Your network is breaking. We can't hear you clearly. This government has been borrowing right, left and center with nothing to show for it. The government is not sincere. Last month, the president told us that he has met his targets for domestic borrowing, that he will not borrow domestically again, only for us to hear that the Senate has approved another domestic borrowing. What are we doing with money? Are they doing borrowing and share? John from Ijaniki. Good day, souls. Why are you reminding our Presido about traveling? He will vex and go next week. Oh, Sheikot. Thank you, Sheikot. Good afternoon, Solomon of and the guest. Borrowing again. The Nigerian government has indeed been borrowing heavily, with a total of 17.36 trillion naira borrowed in the first 10 months in 2025, exceeding the prorated budget target by 55.6%. This aggressive borrowing is driven by revenue shortfalls and high spending, sparking concerns about a looming debt trap and its impact on the economy. The government borrowing is primarily through domestic sources, including treasury bills and bonds, with some external loans, including a planned $2.35 billion Euro bond issuance. Financial experts blamed the fiscal indiscipline, unrealistic oil revenue assumptions, and weak oil revenue for its situation. But let's be wise in spending this additionally, so that we don't find ourselves in serious debt. Mr. Gumbi from Idumo. Thank you. Don't forget numbers to call 0803-692-9933. Again, 0803-692-9933. And at 0700-903-903-903. Again, 0703-903-903-903. You can also call or text us via WhatsApp, and the WhatsApp line is 081-717-56338. Again, our WhatsApp number 081-717-56338. Okay, let's read some more messages. Okay, let's pick this call first. Hello.
Hello, I'm calling back.
Oh, okay. Thank you for calling back. Tell us the name where you're calling from.
Yeah, in fact, your analyst has said it all. Choose is calling from Maja.
Okay,
He cannot say it better than that.
Okay.
So, number one, the first thing is that this is one of the topics that is of the time. Apart from all this political, all this political argument that we have over these few days. Because this one really touches everything. Security is very, very important. When people cannot invest, there cannot be jobs for our youth. And when there is no job for our youth, they are in danger species for all these bandits and all this water here. At a small something, the temptation, they are there to be recruited. That's number one. Another thing is that if you want to invest in agriculture now, people that invest in fishery, invest in so many things, there is no electricity. When there is no electricity to assist you, how is the project going to thrive? Then we run at a loss. And your analyst said it, that the money for election now. They are ready to give you at the snap of hand. I won't lie you. So finally, let me say, concerning this coastal route, I don't know where it is going. I won't lie you. Serious on your ombudsman, they pay for this. You know, we have alternative routes which only at least about 10% of this money that is being borrowed.
Oh, we lost him there. Thank you very much. Anyway. Okay, good afternoon, VOP. Please let's stop talking about Wiki and the military man issues. The matters are settled. Please let's talk about the insecurity happening in Nigeria. That's the most important thing. Please, my fellow citizens of Nigeria, progress from his solo thanks. I mean, I don't remember saying anything about Wiki and the military man here. We're talking about finances and the economy situation for everyday Nigerians here. That's what we're talking about today. So there is no Wiki and military man issue here. Good afternoon, Mr. Solomon. It's very unfortunate that this time and age government of Nigeria is making mockery of our citizens by telling the world that they are distributing cash to the poorest of the poor without proper explanation of how they are distributing the money. Indeed. Zero 700-903-903-903. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to VOP.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
The King, how are you?
I'm good.
I
Thank
don't know
you.
if I have a lot because I have issues with my sight. Until my children coming back from school before I can load another card. So let me manage this one.
Okay.
Wherever
Tell us on the way you're calling from, please.
This is Grandma Maki.
Okay. Go ahead. Talk to us.
The guy says things that sometimes I even want to believe he's part of this government. But he has a way of going around it to adjust himself. At the point that I even slept up. But the thing is that I want to talk about the money given to the poorest of the poorest. Who are the poorest of the poorest in this country? It seems everybody has become poor. We are all part of the poorest and the poorest now. They collected my and everything information since 2 months ago. I've not had anything. I'm retiring. And not only that, I believe instead of this money that they are giving to the poorest of the poorest, why not invest it use it for free education? If free education can exist or can be able to stay free in this country when an individual was able to, yes, that we have free education. I'm a beneficiary of that free education in primary school. I think the government can still do it. They're just giving people money. And when there is too much money, there will be a lot of wastage. Look at the money they are giving to the local government chairman. 1 billion naira every month, 12 months. But the one that is in Nigeria, I think he's trying. I like that he's doing party all the time, cooking for his friends, cooking that are doing birthday, the burial and the stuff. Please, let this government go into production. We cannot just be saying we are borrowing how? They have to recuperate this money. We are just taxing the people, taxing. They want to remove the blood from our body. They want to, in fact, give this country to the devil. They want to mortgage this country to the devil. If not, let this government go into production. Remove this security and let people go to farm and just let us have peace.
Thank you.
God bless you. Have a wonderful day, my dear.
Thank you. You too. 0700-903-903-903 and 0803-692-9933. Hello.
Hello.
Can you move away from the radio TV set, please? I'm getting a whole back. Move away or switch it off totally.
I'm already off to good afternoon.
I can still hear myself. I'm still hearing the whole.
I say I have off to the radio.
Okay.
Hello?
Okay. Go ahead. Tell us where you're calling from.
Okay, my name is Uwe. I'm calling from Solo.
Okay, go ahead.
When your analyst was talking at the beginning, the people need to fear whether he has a hand in the government the way they borrow money. The money they are borrowing is not for the welfare of the entire citizenry. They know why they are borrowing, and what they will tell us that is their reason is different from where they are using the money to. When we talk of the poorest of the poor, we begin to ask questions as the last speaker said, who are the poorest of the poor? Is nobody than the APC poorest of the poor. They can't give back that money for anybody that is not in APC government. Whatever they want to share, they share among themselves. We find ourselves in a situation we cannot come out except if there is God intervention. And I know very well, even the politicians, the people of this world, the people of this country is created by God. Whoever is where he is, whatever he is doing, God is on the law. If we cannot get ourselves out of this mess, I believe God will intervene. If Donald Trump says he's coming, everybody is panicking. Somebody that is higher than Donald Trump is visiting this country in a time people will not know, because many people are crying, many people are weeping, many people are crying.
Okay.
And the cry will reach God. When it reaches God, we will see a change. Thank you.
Thank you. 003-692-9933. Don't forget our WhatsApp number is available 081-717-56338. Again 081-717-56338. Hello.
Obina calling from Ikotobe.
Okay, Obina, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Concerning the borrowing that the Senate approved, APC no government, they're not tired of borrowing. Since all this why every time borrowing and borrowing, they say that because of their subsidizing, that's why they are borrowing during the time of borrowing. Why now that they have removed the subsidy up to now, they are still borrowing money again. So many Nigerians are tired of all this borrowing, that even we masses we are dying for hunger. How they are spending the money, many of us we don't even know. So that's my opinion. I'm not happy with all this borrowing. Thank you.
Thank you. Ooh. Okay, let's go back to reading some messages. Good afternoon, Solomon. A recent caller was very right in his submission. In the real sense, there is no increased FASC allocation to state and local government areas. The valuation of the naira and spiraling inflation have rendered allocations useless. One need 5 times a given amount to do the same job. Let us not be deceived. Chima from Surulere. Thank you very much, Chima. Hello. Can you move away from radio TV set, please?
Hello.
Switch it off. Hello.
Hello, Solomon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Tell us where you're calling from.
I am Abdullah calling you from Kano State.
Okay, Abdullah from Kano. Talk to us, sir.
I say, that is to say, that army man wey here to win this problem. Mad people, they are not in handy again. I think they are in the handy way that guy carry follow for the woman and fire.
Abdullahi.
From the wiki itself.
Hello, Abdullahi. Hello.
I hear you.
You did like say you don't know what we talk about today. Today we need to do anything about Wiki and Army Mano. Where you hear that one from? Abdullahi have run away. Hello. Hello. Yes, so welcome to VOP. Tell us where you're calling from, please.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Talk to us. Your name?
My name is Wale, calling from Papa.
Okay, go ahead, sir. Talk to us.
This issue of borrowing, the president told us that one of the reasons why he moved so happy is to stop borrowing. And now, you are using the subsidy, using borrowing more than the previous administrations. you still believe that you will not borrow. The borrow is not the issue. The poor market, are they benefiting from the borrowing? No. Now, they will borrow from next to some next project. And after the plan, they already put the one they used to make election ahead. My brother.
Okay.
It's only God that will help us. And that is just it.
Okay.
Because
thank you.
You human being, and you see that you can't do anything.
Thank you. Okay, let's read more messages. Good afternoon, King Solomon. Let me tell anyone that cares to listen, Major does not benefit anything from your so-called government. I provide every amenities for me and that of my family without your government input. This government came unprepared and confused. This is how late Buhari wasted good 8 years with empty promises, lies and deceit. Also propaganda, and your current president said he openly said that he will continue where Buhari stopped. Did Buhari end well? The answer is capital no. So Tinubu is going the same way. 2026 will be worse than this year. Mark my word. Oh God, arise and trouble those that trouble Nigeria. Mayor from Ikoturigbe. Please, let's not pray for worse 2026. So 2025 is already bad enough. Let's pray that 2026 will be better. I mean, the Bible says life and death is in the power of the tongue. I choose to be positive with what I say out loud. Anyway, that's me though. Hello.
Well, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome to VOP. Tell us the name where you're calling from, please.
That is my name.
Sorry, we didn't get that.
Akudeba is my name. I'm calling from Apapa.
Okay, Akudeba. Talk to us, sir.
Solomon, I want to ask you a question. You changed the national anthem for what use?
I did not change. I did not change the national anthem, but not me.
I'm calling. You quoted the naira for what use? You removed the fuel subsidy for what use? You are borrowing money for what use? You are taxing the people for what use? You slow down the economy for what use? You are taxing everybody and anybody can be taxable. For what use? Yet you are still borrowing. So what I'm asking, where are we? Okay, tell me the direction of this government. What is their policy? Where are they taking Nigeria to? The other day you said that you have lit up your revenue or year. But the next week you are borrowing again. And you are continuing to borrow. You borrow from everywhere. Yes, Nigerians are suffering. We are not seeing any infrastructure. The doctors are on strike. There is no infrastructure anywhere. Even from Lagos down to East. There is no route. Then, what is the borrowing? All these suffering Nigerians are complaining. What are they for? All these people. Anybody who get the understanding of where this government is taking Nigeria, please should convince me where they are taking us. For the past going to 12 years now, we are on a mission to nowhere. Let's not deceive ourselves. This government is just a mission to nowhere.
Okay.
That's the truth.
Thank you. Good day, Solomon and members of the VOP. Please, my own question is why all about this APC government keep borrowing money all the time? I thought Nigeria already have money. Why are they borrowing money all the time? Gift from Ikeja. Thank you very much, Gift. Let us use proper reason. If EFCC claims recovered loot has been reported, why do you think the borrowed monies will be for? ASU and others are asking the federal government to free the future of the country. Do they think these people have the interest of the future of Nigeria at heart? Pastor P in Ikeja. Thank you very much, Pastor P. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to VOP. Tell us where you're calling from, please.
Okay, my name is John. I'm calling from Sule.
Okay, go ahead.
Anyway, I've been hearing what you are discussing. For them to be borrowing, they should stop borrowing. Because all this borrowing it cannot be enough for them. Let them just kuku sell Nigeria. When they sell Nigeria, they will have enough money. So no need of borrowing again. They are the only one that rule Nigeria before. APC the only one that rule Nigeria. Let them sell Nigeria. Let them say, so that when they sell Nigeria, they have all the money they need.
Where would they
to share for themselves.
What country would you rather be if they sell Nigeria? If they sell
let them sell it. Let them sell it. Even if put us in debt, let them sell it. When they sell it, those people they sell out to will come and be ruling us.
Okay, thank you.
So that's my own point. I'm not
okay.
Thank
you. You want to be slave, Abi? Okay, because if they sell you now slave, you go be Absolutely, this is the first time I'm experiencing palliative system of government. The more people are shouting, the more the government give rice and cash. Try. I know fish shout, Shei called from Itire. You receive rice and cash, Shei. Okay, good for you. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, Solo.
Good afternoon.
Can you hear me very well?
We can hear you very well. Tell us your name, where you calling from, please.
This is Ebuka calling from Agege.
Okay, Buka from Agege. Go ahead.
Yeah, so what I mean is just that we are just deceiving ourselves. Why can't us go back to regional government? Every region should manage what they have. You understand? So, because if we go back to regional government, it will make every state to sit up and produce. So we need more of production. You understand? So that's what we need.
Okay.
Any other thing is just deceiving ourselves.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon. About free education, Lagos State is running free education from primary schools to secondary schools. Nothing bad is in boring, but it must tie with infrastructure. We focus too much on federal, forgetting state governance. Okay. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. Welcome to VOP.
I have been called back.
Okay.
What we need in Nigeria is a right leader. No, some people will not agree to go back to that region that our brother talk of, because they know that we know favor them. But we need a presidency that will care for Nigerians. That many Nigerians are die for all their own country. We need a leader. Something is not going the way that it's supposed to go in our own country. Thank you.
Thank you. Please, Solomon, tell this government that we are not fools. This national deception called giving money to the poorest of the poor is enough. They can't tell the formula they are using to give them the money. I'm Louis from Surulere. Thank you very much, Louis. Hello.
Hello.
Can you move away from the radio TV set, please? Or switch it off totally. Good afternoon. Okay, tell us where you're coming from, please.
Good afternoon, the wise one.
Good afternoon, sir. Okay, Koro, go ahead.
Yes. I just want to comment on what happened yesterday, day before yesterday in Abuja.
We are not talking about that. I think we've overflogged that issue now. We're talking about the economy right now.
Okay, the economy.
Yeah. The federal government borrowing.
Okay. It's just that we are just doing economical with it. The APC government is just doing economical with it. We are not prepared to take over the government. That is obvious. 2015 or 2014, the economy of Nigeria was $500 billion. So today, how much is it? It's not even up to half of the economy. See, they keep telling Nigerians what they want to do. The gullible ones, people that they fool. That was 2014, 2015 when we are coming out during their campaign period, telling Nigerians $1 equals to ₦1. Fuel will be sold for 40 naira per liter thereabout. I was like, how would this magic happen? I said, please, Nigerians should make use of their senses. You don't allow anybody to choose something and digest it for. coming out telling you all these kind of, cock and bull stories. We ourselves, because the civil sense is given, I think the civil sense is given, what is it called now? I don't know how they
Who much is given, much is expected.
Not usually who much is given, what is expected. They say who, when it's given, sense is expected. You understand now? I said, you don't expect everybody to tell you everything about this. Like, you have sense, and thinking faculties. You expect somebody like Buhari to tell you $1 equal to $1 selling this soap popular.
Okay, thank you.
But Buhari, they came down to this government. They have to leave them for once. And I'm not surprised if this government will think more cheaper. You understand? Has not
thank you. We have to do this for other people to call. Hello.
Thank you so much,
good afternoon, Mr. Solomon. How Nigeria defined poorest of the poorest for now consists of 2 weeks. For now, consistent for 2 weeks. I only managed to eat once in a day. Go to shop to sell. Unable to feed my family for now. It's either you and poor or rich. Are they from Lagos? Okay. Hello. Hello,
Mr. Cook.
Yes, sir. Welcome to VOP.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Tell us the name where you're calling from, please.
My name is just
Okay, go ahead.
There is a song I want to say for this our APC government and what they're doing, and those are giving those they call the poorest of the poor. Because I watch what happened in my state the other day, and I was saying this to them. When you hear money in time, when you see there you see. See, these people are very wicked. Giving you 1 plate of rice, 1 plate of gari, listen, 1 plate of beans. And people kill there, fighting over this thing and just food. For how many years? Someone like me, I want to cook rice in the house, 1 plate, you have plate at once. Then, when they give you 1 plate, you go and kill yourself because of this. Why can't you tell yourself the truth? If you survive, you survive, you die, you die. And say no to these people. You are just vampires. Choking blood. That's what I call them. They are vampires.
Okay.
They are very heartless. It's only God that will join them. Once I believe that God has sent the Messiah to form of Trump, and he must surely come. When that comes, I pray the mercy of God will pay them that day.
Okay.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Good PM. As we did like this, no be slave. This APC government don't turn us to. Now life we they live like this. They have enslaved us already in this region called Nigeria. Clean from Lagos. Thank you very much, Clean. Hello.
Yeah. Since we are not going to play with this government, let's sell us to another country like that man said. That's the way the right thing to do. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Solomon. My name is Gabriel from Ikorodu. A man who wants to save a country like ours will avoid anything that will worsen the economy and endanger the lives of the citizens. As things are in this country now, only a thorough professional economic manager like Obi can save this country. We don't know yet what APC government is plunging Nigeria into until they are done. They borrowed much more but do less. What is uppermost in their mind is second term. I perceive the money they are borrowing is to settle those who will help them rig 2027 election. They will know that there is God in heaven who oversees the affairs of man. Thank you, Gabriel from Ikorodu. Good day, Mr. Solomon. You are doing a good job on the issue of borrowing money by this government. Is unprecedented in the history of this country. All they are doing is to borrow and share among their families, cronies, and APC members. And no God in heaven is hearing the cries of his people in this country and will surely intervene very soon. Thanks. Valentine from Apapa. Good afternoon, VOP. In the same country, removal of subsidy, borrowing money or taxing the people is used for development, but here your government borrow to loot, live their luxurious lifestyle with full and unnecessary traveling. Now they want to increase your fuel by 5%. Imagine 712 billion naira for renovation of existing airports, remembering 21 billion naira for VPs, a lounge, 39 billion naira for conference center in Abuja, billions on jet Escalades, 150 million naira SUVs for senators, etc. Synonymous to waste. Doctors and nurses and other professionals are on strike while they turn the economy to a disaster. Lekon from Lagos. Thank you very much, Lekon. Good afternoon. Why Solomon? Yaradua, Jonathan and Buhari spent $388 billion to defend Naira. Obasanjo spent $60 billion. Yaradua spent $58 billion. Jonathan spent $145 billion. Buhari spent $125 billion. It didn't stop the Naira from crashing from 22 Naira in 1999 to 800 Naira. Black official market rates in 2023 from reserve was paltry $32 billion. Debt was over $145 billion. Every whaler today supported one or two of these past leaders. If they are now wailing that they didn't know what their leaders used borrowed funds for, ask your state governors. Okay. Good afternoon, Solomon. People are asking why are they borrowing. The answer is they are not the one that will pay back the money. Soon they will leave office. I will continue where Buhari stopped. Why are we asking questions again? No accountability. No one has been held responsible for the borrowing. The king, let me answer your question. Let them finally sell to China and terrorists now. Shebi, they are the ones mining our mineral resources. Oh God, arise and trouble those that trouble suffering Nigerians. Grandma Maggie from Oshodi. Good afternoon, Solomon. Our leaders know what they are doing. That's why they don't want Trump to help them with the terrorist problem. I beg, if Trump go fit come this afternoon, make him they come. Make he even come to be our president. We no good mind. Easy Bulus from Agege. I don't know why people are attacking our hard-working government for borrowing more money. If they don't take these loans, how do they expect them to fund their campaign for 2027 or even buy votes? Okangbe Lina from Mafuluku. Good afternoon, King Solomon. Solomon, a minister under Buhari, took a painted plane from Kenya to Nigeria with billions of dollars and called it national carriers. At the end, the national carriers is nowhere to be found and your government continues to borrow. Solo, where is the minister and the national carriers? Government will borrow me and share it among themselves. Please, APC, return us where you met us in 2015. Mayor from Ikotuigbe. Thank you. Okay, unfortunately, that is where we're drawing the curtain for this for today's edition of Matters. Sorry, I can't read more messages and I can't pick more calls. I'll be right back tomorrow. And the program is Matters on Voice of the People 90.3 FM and the time 1:30 p.m. Do follow me on IG Solofem1. SOLOFEM and figure 1 Solofem 1, and follow me on Twitter Solofem. There is no one this time. Solofem. You can also follow VOP on our social media handles, all our social media handles at VOP903FM, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at VOP903FM. I am Solomon of Fem. Signing off. See you again tomorrow.
Please note, the views and opinions expressed on this program solely those of the individual contributors and do not necessarily represent the official views of the Voice of the People 90.3 FM, Lagos. We do not endorse or take responsibility for any content shared by our followers or third-party users. Thank you.
If you want to be heard, say it here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM.